I was telling somebody who was up here at the ranch yesterday, we were talking about how to solve America's problems. And I said one of the biggest things that we have to do is we have to return to the philosophy of George Washington. We have to be people of merit. We have to merit and earn the right to even be able to ask God, can you help us with our problems? And that doesn't mean doing the things we want to do. That doesn't mean getting God on our side. God is, believe it or not, on everybody's side. However, he can only help the people that are walking in his footsteps, especially when we are facing evil. You can't have anything to do with evil and malice and revenge and anger. Those do not come from him. So we need to look for things that we can do. And I'm on a kick this year to this audience. I would like to see us raise enough money to save 50,000 children from being aborted. And I'll tell you about that later. But we have to have these centers around, and they are coming under attack. This is the third now pregnancy service that has been attacked. This one just happened outside of Buffalo, I believe. It's up in upstate New York, and the CEO, James Harden, is on with us now. It's CompassCare Pregnancy Services. So you know, James is a guy who has really done so much for life. He came up with the first measurable and repeatable medical model in the pregnancy center movement, which has helped hundreds of centers nationwide become more effective at reaching more women and saving more babies from abortion. There's a reason that they selected his abortion center. Their Buffalo office was the one that was hit. Welcome to the program, James Harden.
Glenn, it's an honor to be with you. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. So tell me what happened, first of all. This happened in the middle of the night. Everybody is safe, right? What happened?
This is the pro-abortion crystal knock. What happened was glass was broken and fires lit because we do not comply with the ruling elite's position that we should be referring and providing for abortion. Women do not feel like they have a choice when they're facing an unplanned pregnancy. They feel stuck, trapped, like they've got no choice, like they need to have an abortion. And what we do is we erase the need for abortion by transforming a woman's fear into confidence with ethical medical care and comprehensive community support throughout the pregnancy and beyond. And they targeted women that night. They targeted women. This is it's heinous. The building is totally destroyed. We've got essentially 25% fire damage, 100% smoke damage. It's going to take months to repair, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But, you know, the church in Western New York has rallied. We didn't lose one single patient that day, and we've relocated to a secure, undisclosed location, and we're serving patients. We were serving patients up and running yesterday. They meant to shut us down, and we soldiered on.
I have to tell you, I can't believe we're living in the days that I never really truly could understand when I would read, and good would be evil and evil would be called good. Look at what's happening. You're going underground because you refuse to kill children.
Exactly right. I'm with you 100%, Glenn. I can't believe we're living in these days either when good is called evil and evil is called good. Everything's upside down. And what's bothering me right now is that the politicians are refusing to denounce the violence against pro-life pregnancy centers. They're refusing to say, hey, this is wrong. Violence is wrong everywhere, all the time. This is not how you solve problems. And their silence can only be interpreted as complicity. And it's emboldening these terrorists. This is a national trend.
So I know it is. But tell me what's happening in New York. The governor of New York earmarked millions of dollars to help pay for women to travel to New York for abortions. They're allocating more money to beef up security for abortion providers. And they don't even seem really interested in finding out who did this with you.
No, the FBI is involved. The FBI has been involved since before the firebombing because we had threats and they knew it was coming. And Kathy Hochul, Governor Hochul, has refused to denounce the violence against pro-life pregnancy centers. Furthermore, she adds insult to injury by getting the legislator to pass a bill to investigate pregnancy centers. I mean, what is that? She should be vetoing that bill.
What do you mean investigating pregnancy? What are they investigating you for?
For how we're potentially harming women's ability to access health care and their unmet resource needs. We are their health care and unmet resource need provider. And they're going to investigate.
What do you know?
They need to redirect the funds that they're sending to this investigation to investigate the true criminals. Where is Letitia James, Attorney General? Why isn't she investigating these true criminals that are...
If you live in New York, you need to be on the phone with your legislators and your governor and the Attorney General, probably most importantly, and ask them where they are. Why are they not investigating these things? On your building, Jane was here, was spray painted on the building. What do you know about the group that is Jane's Revenge, and how sure is anybody that they were the ones that did it?
Well, Jane's Revenge is the organization that has been inciting violence against pro-life activity, specifically pro-life pregnancy centers. Jane's Revenge refers to Jane's Collective, which was an underground abortion activist group in the 1960s in Chicago, and they provided abortions out of people's houses. And so Jane's Revenge is afraid that Roe versus Wade is going to get reversed, and they're doing everything they can with respect to using terror to shut down any kind of pro-life activity. But you know what? When Roe versus Wade, as you know, Glenn, if Roe versus Wade is reversed by the Supreme Court in the coming weeks, it doesn't end abortion. It just concentrates it in abortion hub states like New York. We're already seeing women coming from Texas to receive services here.
You are going to live in a state, because when the regulator is off and they feel like they're making a point, I'm telling you, they're going to start killing children after birth. They're just going to let them die, and it will be totally legal to do that. And the choice will be clear for so many people. Are you going to be a part of a state that is actually involved in this evil, or will you go someplace and give your tax dollars to someplace that is doing the opposite and trying to save lives? And it's interesting, Jim. I've been doing some work with preborn, and you are cut from the same cloth, I think. And it's not just about saving the baby. It is the aftercare and the care that goes all the way along with the child that is so important. That nobody on the left will do. No, I defy anyone to find an abortionist who's going to provide any kind of care aside from what they get paid for, and that's only abortion. They're only going to do abortion, and they're only going to get paid for it. But we do everything for free. We provide all this ethical medical care and comprehensive community support for free. They're not lifting a finger for these women. They're not providing. You know what abortion is? Abortion is abandonment. That's society's way of saying we don't want anything to do with this. But the community rallies around women through pregnancy centers, pro-life pregnancy centers, because we believe that everyone is made in the image of God and therefore equally valuable and deserving of protection. That's where dignity emanates from for the human being. And we've lost that because we've lost the belief that we all, human beings, are the crown of creation and must be blessed and protected. Even the people that live in the dark and firebombed our clinic the other day, those people also are made in God's image and deserving of blessing and protection, and we're calling them out to the light. Jim, how can we help you? First of all, let me just ask the audience, please, if you have money, and I know money's tight, so you have to be careful on where you're giving money, but I'm telling you, God's blessings will rain down on us if we are protecting God's children, all of God's children, if we don't strike out in violence, if we live the teachings of Jesus Christ, and we help on this front, it may be the difference of survival and not for our nation. So erasingtheneed.com/donate. The money will go to CompassCare Pregnancy Services so they can continue their work, they can rebuild and be secure. erasingtheneed.com/donate. Please, first thing, make a donation. What else can people do?
What else people can do? They can pray. Pray for wisdom, pray for strength, pray for unity, pray that the violence will end. Also, people can act beyond giving. Certainly, they can give. We have a national strategy, and our strategy is working, and that's why we've been attacked. We know that the abortion battle lines are shifting, and the abortion industry is scrambling. And the reason why they attacked us is because what we're doing to reduce abortion is working. And we have a model to expand services and infrastructure throughout New York State to handle the increased load. We're at Buffalo, Rochester, Albany, expanding into telehealth and downstate into the city. It's working, Glenn. And we've got a model for all the abortion hub states to follow, and they know it. And what you can do is everybody can do this. Everybody can go to prolifepregnancycenter.com and sign a petition that will go to Joe Biden and other politicians like New York Governor Hochul, demanding that they denounce the violence to pro-life pregnancy centers and veto this heinous, nefarious, frivolous investigation bill against pregnancy centers in New York.
I never thought, Jim, that pro-life and this fight would be the thing that would bring us together.
Yeah.
I always saw it as a divisive issue, and I spent many years of my career, probably half of my career, not even talking about abortion because it was so divisive. But I have to tell you, I think it is the thing that will, in the end, unite us in a way of peace and healing.
Yes. Abortion represents a flashpoint of culture that forces us to think about the value of humanity. You know, abortion represents a fundamental misunderstanding of what it means to be human under God. And if we take the lessons that we're learning right now, society can rehumanize. We can return to civilized order. You know, the only way to do this is to follow in the footsteps of Christ. He died on the cross for us, the weak and vulnerable sinner before God, we would die of exposure to our sins. And he said, I'm going to die for you, but you can go and do likewise. Go and do likewise for the weak and vulnerable. There is no one weaker in our society, no one more vulnerable in our society than a woman who thinks she has no choice but to end the life of her child, and the child in her womb whose mother thinks she has to abort. There is no one weaker, and that is how you walk in the footsteps of Jesus. You serve them, you love them, you protect them, you bless them.
Thank you so much, Jim. You feel free. Keep our number. You call me anytime you need anything. All right?
Thank you, Glenn.
Is your staff mentally okay?
Our staff, our morale is high, but I can tell you we're getting a little tired. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. But no one is flagging. No one is failing. Everybody's doing a fantastic job. And the church in Western New York and the people, New Yorkers in general, are rallying. It's a wonderful thing to see. And you know what Satan means for evil, God will turn for his good.
Yes, he will. Jim, thank you very much. That's Jim Harden, CEO of CompassCare Pregnancy Services. You can donate and help at erasingtheneed.com/donate. This is why we have taken on another sponsor, preborn.com/Beck. We took them on as a sponsor on the Blaze, and they really do so much good. We have to stand together and help the children live.